Back in 2011, Dirk Nowitzki delivered the Mavericks their first NBA championship. 7 years after that, a young Jalen Brunson found himself sharing the same locker room with the Dallas legend. Then, another 7 years passed, and Brunson created a historic moment of his own. That achievement didn't just make headlines, it had NBA legends taking notice and joining the conversation.
The man is a winner.
Yeah. Lord, listen, what we're watching Jalen Brunson do is pure magic of the basketball.
You ask yourself, what did he prove to the basketball world? Everything.
So today, we're checking out how some of the biggest names in basketball responded after Brunson and the Knicks captured the NBA championship. Let's see what NBA legends had to say once that historic title became a reality.
I'm talking more fourth quarter. Who does he kind of remind you of?
If you want to do that, then you gotta look at Kobe, because for 3 quarters, it was feed Shaq, get Shaq involved, and in the fourth quarter, it's Kobe time.
And you know it.
The ball going to Kobe, then you got to do what you got to do. You got to try to, throw this kitchen sink at him. Mm-hmm. It's going to him, and it's going, and he's gonna serve you. He's gonna deliver, and the ball's going to Jalen Brunson. He's gonna serve you.
Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady both know exactly what it was like to battle Kobe Bryant. They experienced those moments when the entire arena already knew who was taking the final shot. That's why hearing them compare Jalen Brunson, a former 33rd overall pick, to Kobe is something almost nobody could have predicted. Then again, the way Brunson played throughout the 2026 playoffs made that comparison hard to ignore. He took over against Harden and the Cavs in the fourth quarter. Then he did the exact same thing against Wemby and the Spurs. And if there's anyone who truly understands Kobe's mindset, it's Shaquille O'Neal. Even Shaq saw that same level of confidence after Brunson finished off the finals.
Loved his poise, loved his answers. Kenny asked him, say, hey, you think you can get it done? And he looked at Kenny and says, I'm going to get it done.
Yeah.
Just like that, real smooth like that.
Real small and not even excited.
Maybe that's the biggest difference between a talented player and a true winner. When the pressure is at its highest, winners don't become more emotional, they become more composed. Magic Johnson has spent his entire basketball life surrounded by champions. He won titles in high school, college, and the NBA. So when Magic says he recognizes the qualities of a winner, people tend to pay attention.
The man is a winner.
Yes.
He won in high school, won at Villanova. This is the guy who you want to have on your team in those moments, in this situation where it's tough, because he'll figure it out. He's so intelligent and he's tough, physically and mentally. This doesn't surprise me. I love Jalen Brunson, what he stands for, what he's capable of in the biggest moments, and he's been doing it his whole career.
Yes.
We shouldn't be surprised. But the IQ, when he saw that this is the time I need to take it over, that's what really impressed me.
Watching Jalen Brunson grow from a backup into a superstar who knows exactly when to take control of a game has been remarkable. That's the kind of player it takes to end New York's 53-year championship drought. But that wasn't the only reason he reached the top. Just wait until you hear what Kevin Garnett had to say about Brunson's skill set. Before that though, here's Steve Nash explaining the qualities he believes turned Jalen into a champion.
Jalen he's first of all, the number one characteristic for me is, and last year is Clutch Player of the Year, this year I believe Shea, last year was Jalen, is his will to win.
Steve Nash also highlighted the part of Brunson's game that defenders probably dread dealing with the most.
One of the things that I love about him, beyond the shot making, is he's so smart at using his body.
Yeah.
We know he plays off 2 feet. We know he's got incredible touch on those drives where guys, and he's able to just float the ball in the basket. It's almost not a floater, not a layup, not a runner, but it's just like a shot on the move with a guy tattooed to him.
On that same podcast, LeBron James took the conversation to a whole different level.
What we will say is off timing.
Yeah.
Or if you're guarding him, you can't time it because you don't know when he's going.
It's not natural.
Yeah, it's not natural. Like he goes and then he just kind of tosses it up there.
Boom, boom, instead of boom.
Yeah,
boom,
exactly. So now you know. Back. Yeah, exactly.
We saw plenty of those moves during the finals against Wemby. Watching a 6'2" guard consistently pull that off against a 7'4" phenom was incredible, especially when so many players had spent the season avoiding the paint and settling for threes against him. But according to LeBron, that still wasn't the toughest part of what Jalen Brunson accomplished. In his view, there's only one true small guard who's ever done what Brunson just did with the Knicks.
Other small guards have led their team to titles. It's very rare.
So winning it?
Yeah.
I can't think of one besides Isaiah.
Sticking with the height discussion, former Knick Iman Shumpert believes Jalen Brunson plays like someone much bigger than a 6'2" guard.
We can mention him as a 6'2" guard, but he damn sure doesn't play like that.
So what's the secret behind it? Kevin Garnett explained it better than just about anyone could.
He got 7 different ways he can get to that fadeaway. He don't have a crazy cross, he ain't got a crazy range, but man, his weapons as sharp as you can have. He got 7, 8 weapons that is as sharp as you can have. Jalen Brunson has a great balance of speed, strength, and all of it. Yeah. This is another level of performance, man. If this was anybody else, we'd be calling him Superman and having
He the best player in the playoffs.
Hell fucking yeah.
The NBA world had been ready to hand the spotlight to Victor Wembanyama. He was already being called an alien and compared to Superman. But after watching Jalen Brunson pick apart the Spurs, Kevin Garnett believed Brunson was turning into something even greater.
He is this generation's Patrick Ewing. He is the best player on the Knicks. He is, to me, the engine that makes that shit go.
Arguably already a top 5 Knick ever.
He is, bro.
KG doesn't make comparisons like that unless he truly means them. Patrick Ewing spent 15 seasons leading the Knicks through one of the toughest eras in NBA history and became the face of basketball in New York. Now Kevin Garnett believes Jalen Brunson has earned a place in that same conversation. What's interesting is that Brunson has been overcoming giants at every step. When it comes to the greatest Knick ever, he's now being mentioned ahead of Patrick Ewing. To win the championship, he took down the Spurs and their alien after a league that had been ruled by the Joker since 2020. Draymond Green watched it all unfold, and here's what he had to say.
Jalen Brunson ultimately left no debate. He was the Finals MVP for sure. Jalen Brunson did exactly what closers do. On the road, scored almost half the team points. 45. Leave no debate. You ask yourself, what did he prove to the basketball world? Everything.
Speaking of proving yourself on basketball's biggest stage, here's how Draymond Green reacted as the Spurs walked off the floor after the Knicks captured the NBA championship.
He did the ultimate thing. I'm gonna give y'all 45, get out of here, go home. Oh, by the way, y'all ain't gonna come shake my hand? No problem. What's the first thing Jalen Brunson did? Beeline to Mitch Johnson, shook his hand. I would have loved for the Spurs players to be there for him to shake their hand. They walked off.
From Draymond Green's point of view, the way the Spurs walked off the floor showed that Jalen Brunson and the Knicks had taken control of the rivalry. Winning the NBA championship also showed that Brunson's decision to accept a pay cut ended up paying off in a huge way. Here's what NBA legend Charles Barkley had to say about that.
But also, he took so much criticism for guys when he took $100 million less so they could go out and get other players. He deserved, listen, $100 million is a lot of money, but he wanted them to go out and get him some help, and they went out and got him some help, and they are the world champ.
Brunson could have gone after every dollar available to him. Instead, he chose to help build something, and that decision helped turn New York into NBA champions. Looking back now, passing on $100 million doesn't seem so unbelievable. It looks more like the decision that transformed an entire franchise. When Hall of Famers start comparing you to Kobe Bryant, Patrick Ewing, and Isaiah Thomas, and former MVPs praise not only your game, but also your character, you've reached another level. Jalen Brunson's journey has always been about an underdog who believed he was a winner, regardless of what anyone else thought. So when Charles Barkley called him the greatest free agent signing in NBA history, it wasn't an empty statement. Jalen just needed the opportunity to prove him right. And if you want to hear the full story, including the criticism Jalen faced along the way, check out Charles Barkley Was Totally Right About Jalen Brunson next.